Appreciate everybody hitting the like on the way in. Thanks to any new subscribers to the channel. Thanks to anybody helping us grow. Thanks to any new members to the channel. Thanks to everybody hitting the like on the way in, helping bring in the Blue Foundation. Shout out to everybody here. Much love to all of y'all. You guys are amazing. Let me just get the Blue Castle on up. Man, we got an interesting one for you today for the second stream here today. Very, very esoteric. Indeed. Indeed. El Prey in the house. What's up, dude? Silver Days. Moon Feather. Big money blessings to everyone. Let's go. Guys, appreciate it. Thanks for the support, everybody. We got a top 22 list, or no specific order really, just the 22, right? We're anticipating ISO 20022 coming up on the 22nd of November. So we're going to be shouting out the 22 blockchains from our master list. One of them is kind of like, okay, we got to replace this one with something else, but all the other 21, not bad on this list. Not bad at all. Epic Chain, what's up, Crypto Consortium Jackson? Yeah, gotta love those XRPL cryptos, right? If you're getting exposure to XRPL cryptos, that's great. I'm just focusing on layer 1 cryptos from here on out, but I respect if everybody else is doing layer 2s, layer 3s, whatever layers. I mean, everybody chooses, has their own ways of going about it, of how they're arranging their portfolio. I've set myself up with my deep breads over the summer and, in the early parts of this fall. But as we head into winter, I am only setting myself up with layer 1 cryptos, layer 1 dino cryptos that have been around a while, time tested, right? Proven cryptos. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of other good ones out there, and, everybody's setting themselves up for success. 2026 is going to be an amazing year. The sun's going to shine. Crypto's going to be booming. We're going to be probably seeing the peak of this Wild West phase of digital assets and crypto that we are in. I don't think this stuff lasts forever. I think 99% are going to be tested and possibly go away, especially if we get power disruptions and power grids going off and things like that. We're about to see who the real ones are, right? That's what this sun year is going to reveal. It is going to shine light on the real truth, the real projects, the real utility in this space. Not just hype, not just speculation, even though the speculation is going to probably go crazy, into 2026 or in this year, right? But the sun is going to reveal all truths. That is for sure, in so many regards, even outside of freaking crypto. It's going to be fantastic. But appreciate you jumping on in, Crypto Consortium Jackson. Guys, I am not a financial advisor. I'm not a pro trader, and I'll never tell you what to do. I am always wrong, but the Blue Foundation's always right. This is the worst show with the best community, and I appreciate the best community jumping on in, hitting the like. Thanks to any new subscribers. Double tapping the screen hits the like, by the way, so I'm always grateful. And we're above 5,500 subscribers now, guys. We made it past 5,500. If we can get to 6K as soon as possible, that would be amazing. Shine light into the shadow ban here. Show YouTube that we're more than just the algorithm, right? We're a freaking collection over here. We're a foundation over here. We're Selden's plan in the making over here. That is for sure. If you guys have read the Asimov books, they're amazing. Jonathan Del Rio in the house. What's up, Jonathan Del Rio? Good to see you, my man. AM Wood in the house, coming around for another one, right? Second stream of the day, and we still got the energy. We still got the passion. We're still hammering deep reds. We're still hammering freaking undervalued cryptos. We're still bullish while everybody is scared and bearish and going, how much more is it going to dip? Oh my God, what's happening to my portfolio? Right? They're all crying, right? Because they invested more than they can afford to lose, when I have been saying for months and months and years on end, chipping away little bits at a time, never what I can afford to lose. And only what I can afford to lose. I mean, never more than I can afford to lose. And also, right, if we're just chipping away, we have ammunition even today for these deep reds. Every day we have ammunition left over. It's never enough for us, man. You can dip it as much as you want. You can try to shake out the Blue Foundation. It ain't going to work, because you're trying to get us to go all in, try to have that FOMO energy, trying to accumulate all this money to just try to get cryptos, and then you freaking wreck us even more, right? No. We don't play those games. We just freaking start chipping away. We're throwing $5, $10 at a time, right? $50, $100 a week. right? We're not going more than that. Hell no. Hell no, because we got time, and they're going to keep playing mind games, man. They're going to keep playing mind games until the fire horse is out, until the sun is revealing all truths here, until, until this bull cycle's freaking coming. Let's go. Ansend Finance, financed by Circle at 0007. Good call right there, Crypto Consortium. Way to have the eye of the tiger and shouting out some deep breads. Probably one that they don't want people to know about, without a doubt. One worth looking into, without a doubt. Master Letter. Dude, Moonfeather, you've been killing it. I love that post that you posted yesterday with the Sun Tarot card. I mean, that just reveals so much of what we've been talking about. And then hell, all the bearable guy riddles have been going along with freaking tarot, without a doubt. His obsession with the sun, right? The sun, and us saying or talking about how the sun is going to be the beginning of the reset. I mean, it all aligns perfectly, man. This is what happens when you're just trying to hone in on your intuition and how you're feeling about the moment, about the atmosphere of things, right? Gotta love seeing this stuff happen. V5, let's go, top 22. Yeah, we got, hey, so by the way, so the V, for the V cryptos, I forgot the one another V, I knew the one that I forgot from earlier. It was Virtuals. Virtuals is a V, right? So you got VeChain, Block V, Virtuals, Veracity, and Veil. VeChain, Virtuals, Veracity. Yeah, dude, that's 5. That's 5 right there. I mean, there's probably some other V's out there that are probably VPay, right? People are fans of VPay is a new kid on the block, maybe VPay as well. So that's 6 right there. But I think that's a pretty good power 5 right there. VPay is kind of new kid on the block, early speculative days with this one. But hey, it's, based on base, right? Yeah, Veil, VEIL. Right, so there is other V cryptos out there to keep an eye out for, without a doubt. Free XDC and good dollar wallet, dude. Can you leave a comment RPM after or like one on one of my old videos, and I'll see the notification so I can hit that link. My dude, I would not mind getting some free XDC. Definitely don't mind getting some free XDC. Bloopity bloop in the house. What's your price protection or price prediction for XRP or Ripple? The Ripple stock or XRP, the digital asset? Just clear it up for me there. D87, let me know. Are you talking about when Ripple goes public, what's going to be the price? Or when XRP is just freaking moonshotting, what are we going to do? Right? What are we going to do? I put up on my X my predictions for this bull cycle a good while ago. I think I put $72 XRP. I think it's going to probably be even more than that. I think it could possibly even be more than that. But $72 is my safe play. And I mean, I don't know how safe that is. People don't even think that's going to be freaking possible. People don't even think that's going to be freaking happening. Fortnite Chill saying I'm all in on BTC. Hey, man, let's go. BTC is going to be just fine, man. BTC is just going to be fine. It's not going to make you the most gains. The alts will make you the most gains, but BTC will definitely make, I mean, if you want a guarantee of gains, especially for the speculative bull cycle, BTC definitely seems like it will have that, right? And nothing's a guarantee in this space, right? Hell, maybe BTC gets compromised. Maybe, the freaking mining, farms get freaking shut down, right? And, maybe it affects Bitcoin. Maybe there's not, the decentralization gets tested, right? But, hey, if BTC is your thing, hey, it's an orange crypto, right? And we're going into the year of the sun. Orange cryptos are going to probably do some things too. Jasmy is probably an interesting one to keep an eye out for too. Solana is going to absolutely kill it this year in 2026. And this next bull cycle, Solana is going to be doing some things in a big way. I think it's going to overtake Ethereum, dude. And Ethereum is going to outgain Bitcoin in terms of because all the alts always outgain Bitcoin. It's just the nature of alt season, hence why they call it alt season. But Ethereum's going to definitely be making some killer gains. But I wouldn't be surprised if Solana starts to do the flippening on Ethereum, man. Right? Solana's going to be freaking running. Moonfeather, I didn't even know about the bearable guy stuff either, but gratitude. I love, dude. Moonfeather, if you look at his riddles, if you go to Bearable Guy 123 at Bearable Guy 123 or at 321, he spells it backwards too. He has 2 accounts that spell it backwards. It just lets you know how he's thinking in 2 different worlds, as above, so below, right? Reflections, mirrors, right, as well. And if you do that back to back, it's 33, 22, and 11, right? The master numbers, right? Isn't that freaking nuts for bearable guy and backwards bearable guy? When you put it side to side, it's the master numbers rippling out, right? 33, 22, and 11. Freaking fantastic, dude. It's so crazy how these people follow this stuff, man. I don't even know if I 100% believe it, but it blows my mind every time it lines up with it, right? We were talking about November 9th being the entrance into Mercury retrograde, and that it'll end on November 29th. What has been happening so far while we've been in retrograde, right? We were talking about delays, right? Oh yeah, sure, the government came out of the shutdown, but still, no price action really. Nothing happened. Everybody was anticipating, man, the moment we come out of shutdown, watch out. Nope. Sorry, Mercury retrograde's delaying all of that. But once we go into Sag season and we go into that Scorpion new moon, right? But especially the Sag shooting its arrow, it's going to shoot its arrow up, but the arrow is going to have to come back down eventually as we get towards Capricorn. So enjoying the first half of December for sure is going to be a lot of fun. We got to get a relief rally from all the selling pressure anyway, right? Got to get a relief rally. I don't know if we're breaking all-time highs and just going super bullish from here. Hey, this last week is going to be very telling of how things are going. Like, if we go even more, like, if we go bearish, it's because another catalyst happened in these last, like, 17. So we got 12 more days till we're out of this freaking Mercury retrograde, right? So 12 more days of possible bearishness or sideways action. Of course, random low cap cryptos pumping, right? But then they'll retrace, right? Just like we saw with XPNet, just like we saw with, many others. Right? Just like we saw with Root Network, right? Hopefully we took some profits off that Root, right? We were talking about Root at 0003, not even 0003. That was XPNet, but Root Network, yeah, back down into the 000 range. It had a nice pump, right? It was pretty awesome seeing Root Network go up to that range. Hopefully we got to take some profits, and hopefully now we can add more to our positions, right? Yeah, it's freaking, dude, I don't even know if anybody's really made that connection with the bearable guy and the reflective, if he has a account that's his name backwards and account that is his name forwards. And if you put it side by side, it ripples out going 33, 22, 11, right? That's pretty freaking interesting. Got it. Hey, what if he's setting up for, I don't think this is how big of his journey is, but he does have 2 more snowballs in his riddles right there. What if it's 11, 22, 33, right? 2033 on September 22nd. What if that's when the new frequency is established? That'd be interesting to see what the astrological events of that day would be. What's up, Hustle Hard Crypto? Appreciate you jumping on in. JB Morgan's quote, millionaires don't believe in astrology, billionaires do, is my favorite quote. Hell yeah. All right, let's go into it, though. How about we start jumping into, so the significance of 22 in numerology, it's a power number. It's a master builder number. There's 22 major arcana in the tarot. There's 22 paths of creation in the Kabbalah. There's 22, and 22 is the cosmic blueprint number in Hermeticism, right? So 22 has got a lot of power. There's a reason they call it ISO 20022. Right? There's a reason they want to release it on 11/22, right? 2 master numbers right there. How funny is that? If only this year equated to 33, maybe in some way, shape, or form it does. I don't think 2025 equals 33 in any sort of way, unfortunately, but that'd be amazing if it did. But 11/22, right? They know what they're freaking doing when they select these dates, guys. They know what they're doing when they select these dates. They don't know what they're doing when they're crashing the markets, because they're giving the Blue Foundation more traction, more chances to buy the cheap cryptos. They're like, damn it, everybody else is panic selling, and Blue Foundation just finds a way to continue accumulating. How do they do it? How do we not get to them? They must be robots. No, we freaking just see it. We just see it all. We see it all. Shout out to y'all. All right, let's start jumping into our 22 list. This is in no specific order. So if I mention this crypto first, doesn't mean it's the dominant one of the... Remember, it's 22 paths of creation. There's 22 major arcana. They're all relevant. There's 22 as the cosmic blueprint number. So I'm going to pick a random one off of here just so it doesn't, get you guys excited. Oh my God, he said this one first. right? I'm going to pick a random one here to start off with. We're going to start with, let me just land my finger somewhere. SUI. Interesting. Got to keep an eye out for that. Maybe there's something there with that one. So SUI is the first one in our 22 list. SUI network, formerly known as Libra. Some institutions liked it. You know, it's a hybrid type of situation here with SUI. We don't know what SUI looks like in a bull cycle, guys. We haven't experienced an SUI bull cycle. And if this, hey, they love doing their alchemy, right? And so in the year of the sun, maybe SUI and these water cryptos, these liquidity cryptos are very, very important, right? Hell, if we're in a dune future, water is going to be very, very important, right? That's why we like these blue cryptos, right? Hey, we maybe got to start liking the red cryptos as well. We got to like the blue, the red, right? The V's, the X's, right? We definitely got some red cryptos on this list here. All right. So SUI is the first one on our 22 list. Got to keep an eye out for XUI. That ecosystem is ripe for the taking. Not many people exposed to SUI, and the sub cryptos within the SUI ecosystem might be worth researching and looking into. On 11/22 was when we got hit with one of the solar flares. Interesting. On 11/11/2022. Interesting. Good looking, dude. Moonfeather, you've been an awesome addition to this channel because I know you love the astrological stuff, and that's, you know, I know people think I'm freaking a loon for thinking about it, but hey, man, you know, it is what it is, right? We're going to keep doing what we do regardless. And we're going to look in every which way to figure out, you know, what are going to be the best options for us for this bull cycle, without a doubt. Low cap cryptos for sure are going to be, once again, there's going to be celebrity meme coins aplenty there's going to be a ton of distraction cryptos that are going to pump. We could take advantage of that. We can add that to our Tradle portfolio, get prepared for those type of runs, but we can't psych ourselves out and be like, wait, what if this is real? What if this is a real project? I mean, look how much it's gained, right? I'm going to hold it long term, and then you end up getting rugged or wrecked, right? That's the danger of owning some of these S coins or super low cap cryptos that maybe you don't have too much conviction in, but you're doing the number supply play, right? When it starts pumping, you might get a little too greedy to want to let go at the right times, right? Whereas, you know, a lot of these cryptos that are on this list, chances are they're going to be around for a good long while, right? We'll get to see multiple, you know, cycles with them. You know, nothing's guaranteed, but so far they've survived multiple bear and bull cycles. Some of them, like SUI, like I just mentioned, is going into its first bull cycle, right? But it's been definitely building up some steam, right? Definitely building up some steam for SUI. What's up, Mo Zerps? Good to see you. AM Wood in the house. Mo Zerps, Silver Days, double tapping the screen, hits the like. I'm so grateful for you guys. Appreciate y'all. They don't know what they're doing, G. They don't know what they're doing. That is for sure. All right, guys. Let's jump into our next one. So we talked SUI on the 22 list. Now we just kind of keep going at random here. We're going to go to, you know what? Since we talked about a blue crypto, how about we go to a red crypto? We go to Avalanche. AVAX is another one that's very down in the dumps. Low supply, 500 million. Easy to get whole numbers of this 500 million supply crypto. Avalanche has been building up a hell of a, has been around for multiple cycles, right? But is also building up some infrastructure here. Also a USA crypto, right? So we want to keep our eyes out on those USA cryptos if they're going to try to make USA number one. Avalanche looks like it's going to have a part in that. Another one, right? Let's jump into Chainlink. Chainlink, obviously the leading data oracle provider, man. The integrity of data is very, very important. DAG, another one on this list, very much about data integrity, but for the Oracle solution and data sharing, right, and getting price feeds, right, Link is the top dog in this department, and nothing else is even freaking close, really. So Chainlink is definitely one to keep an eye out for, and almost a must-have in the freaking portfolio. So we talked about SUI, Avalanche, and Chainlink. What is up, D Curry? Appreciate you jumping on in. Adding to my XX bags tonight, it will be the next Zcash. I love that hustle hard crypto. I'm loving it, dude. I'm loving that call right there, man. You know what else is on our freaking list? Let's jump into it. XX freaking network right here. It's part of the 22 list. XX network, privacy focused crypto, right? Helping Swiss National Bank with privacy-focused CBDCs. Do you see Zcash doing that? Maybe. I mean, Zcash is very quiet crypto. Maybe they got a lot of NDAs and they just really kept this one hush-hush. But XX Network, right? David Chom, creator of eCash, working with the BIS on Project Turbulent. They've been keeping hush-hush about the XX token, right? WorldCoin investing 3 grants into them. WLD is going to have a presence in this world. It's not on the 22 list, unfortunately, for WLD, but I'm not counting out Sam Altman, right? RSR is not on this list, but I'm not counting out Peter Thiel, right? But we move on, right? XX Network, quantum resistant freaking crypto, right? Quantum resistant crypto here, probably under NDAs, has been around for a bit. Nobody talks about it. I've never really seen any influencers or crypto influencers at all, or, YouTubers or X-posts talking about XX Network. You have like every once in a while some accounts that really love XX, right? But it's not that many, man. There's still people who are just heavily sleeping on XX Network, and it's really hard to get this freaking crypto. So that's probably why they're not talking about it. But hey, man, it's not hard enough for the Blue Foundation to get. We'll jump through whatever hoops we got to do to get these freaking valuable cryptos that they obviously don't want us in. This segues us to our next one. So we've already done 4 cryptos that we have talked about. Hey, let's throw DAG in there. So 5 cryptos. DAG, data integrity, military usage. I mean, DAG has to be on this list. Constellation is such a powerhouse, man. Constellation is such a freaking powerhouse. AI agents. You think with their data integrity, freaking AI systems aren't going to be utilizing freaking DAG, right? So loving what DAG is doing. It can provide decentralized recovery as well. It's part of the Decentralized Recovery Alliance. That's massive, right? Gotta love that. But yeah, let's move on to what's the next one we were talking about here that we were going to go on to. Let's go to privacy-focused, AI-focused crypto, Rose. The Blue Rose, man. We got blue roses on our blue castle here with blue bricks of SHX, right? And our blue dragons flying around. Rose, the Blue Rose, is an anomaly in nature. Rose is a freaking anomaly in this crypto space. Very interesting form of consensus, right? Very forward-looking for being one of the OGs of doing inherently private smart contracts and doing AI-focused, right? So Rose is a major sleeper. This one's on the hush-hush, man. Nobody talks about Rose really either, man. So Rose, I'm happy you know how I've been talking about, like, man, I don't feel like I have enough of these cryptos. I feel like I got enough Rose here at a penny, man. I'm just putting it to staking. I'm happy with what I got for my bags for Rose, and I'm just going to let the staking rewards build up, cash out those staking rewards during the bull cycle, and be a happy man, right? And then once I get the cash, since cash is going to be irrelevant, I'm throwing it into gold or precious metals or silver, right? Because, if the reset's going to be happening, I want to have as little bit of cash and fiat. I'm only going to have enough to pay my bills, right? To do this and do that, but I'm going to be getting gold and silver without a freaking doubt. And, other commodities and, precious metals, things that you can hold physically, right? Obviously stacking up more cryptos too. All the blue chips that are going to probably get fudded. They'll make gains during the 2026 bull cycle, but they won't make the big amount of gains that are freaking necessary. That is for sure. After the reset, that's when we find out the real ones, right? The ones that get a complete switch on, switch off, right? They're going to have you cash out at XRP at maybe $72 or $50 or $10, right? You're going to think that's an amazing price. You're going to cash out, right? And then when they flip the new switch on, you're going to see XRP at a much higher price in 2028 and beyond. Bloopity bloop, or maybe in 2033, right? If Bearable Guys loves the master numbers, right? Then maybe it's 11/22/2033 is when we finally see the full realization of XRP, right? Speaking of XRP, XRP is next up on the list, and of course XRP would be on here. There's a good amount of X cryptos on here. XRP on the 22 list. the Bitcoin of instant payments, the Bitcoin of micro payments, right? Can't sleep on that. If you're looking for cryptos that have first mover advantage, XRP certainly has a first mover advantage in terms of this regard. And think about how many copycats have come into existence ever since, right? That have either copied its algorithm or copied its way of doing things, right? Being business, regulatory focus, right? The space is a lot different now, right? Everybody cares about, oh man, look at these partnerships with these institutions. Look at oh my God, they got a PayPal partnership. They got a Circle partnership. They got this partnership, right? Who was the first one to be doing that? Who was the first one to be wanting to work with regulators and institutions and the banks, not trying to replace them, right? Not trying to circumvent the system from the outside, but from within the system, XRP, right? So you got to love what XRP is doing. Without a doubt, definitely belongs on this 22 list. Let's freaking shout out the Pepsi version of XRP, XLM. XRP's wholesale, XLM's retail. They're both going to be freaking killing it. They both absolutely need to exist. They're going to complement each other as much as they like to act like they are, competitors, right? That's the way they get you, right? That's the way they get you to think that they're not under the same freaking elite umbrella, right? They're all under the same puppet masters, guys. All of these cryptos that are going to most likely make it are under the same puppet masters, right? And going to be following the same regulations. They're going to be running on ISO 20022 rails, right? XLM, without a doubt. Lumens, hell, we know about Lumen Corp from Severance. They're already freaking putting out those subliminals of you saying the word Lumen, right? You're saying the word Lumen, just like the movie Superman that came out this year. How funny that the dog, his name is Crypto. And what is the dog star? The Sirius star, right? Interesting stuff, right? But everybody talking about, hey, oh man, that dog Crypto is just so funny. He was my favorite character in that movie. They're saying the words crypto without even knowing about crypto, really. How funny is that, right? But gee, it means Krypton, or it's short for that, right? Yeah, sure. They're saying the words crypto. They're saying the words crypto, right? And they're saying it in the top blockbuster movie of this year, right? In the summer, right? So gotta love it. Gotta love those things. Lumen Corps, Stroops. People are going to be fighting over Stroops. XLM, XRP are going to be here to stay. Both of them are going to be here to stay. By the way, as we're talking about 22, how funny that the only CBDC tech sprint that had crypto projects with a dedicated token were on the CBDC tech sprint of 2022, right? Once again, the 22 coming around, right? The only 5 cryptos that were in that 2022 tech sprint, CBDC tech sprint, were XRP, Sirius, XLM, XDC, and Quant. Those were the 5 cryptos that were selected for that CBDC tech sprint, as finalists in their respective regards, right? In that 2022 CBDC tech sprint. Gotta love all the alignments here, right? Gotta love all the that master number 2020 or 22, right? The aqua must flow, dude. The XLM ecosystem, XRPL ecosystem. If you like these cryptos, you like the layer ones, their ecosystems are going to be booming. Those are the low caps we want to be targeting, right? Instead of targeting low caps that have like connections to Ethereum or Binance or, hell, they may do well, right? They're going to probably do well during this last speculative cycle. But XRPL, XLM, the ones that are already within those ecosystems, dude, even lower caps, right? Ripe to take advantage of. There's people who are just going with the flow and going, oh my God, okay, now the rhythm's over in BNB. Oh my God, now the rhythm's over in Solana, right? And then they try to figure out their trading in those ecosystems. Wait until the rhythm starts bouncing on over to these X ecosystems and these X cryptos. Gee, where would your favorite place be to travel to once you secure your big bag? It depends on how the world looks like when we boom, man. It really depends. Like, I don't know the level of these catastrophes that are going to possibly be coming, how the world's going to be reshaped. If we're talking about a reset, it's a reset on all levels, right? So even physically, there'll be a reset, right? Geographically, there'll be a reset. So I'm just going to go with the flow and just be in the moment. For right now, I would love to go to Hawaii. I would love to go there and just have a nice little beach house, have a nice little blue castle in Hawaii. It's probably not the best place to live, right? But I would love to just have a blue castle there and then maybe get another blue castle somewhere, over in the east, maybe in Singapore or something like that. I know Singapore has very strict laws, but I love how clean they are. I love how modern it is out there. Japan also looks really nice. Yeah, those would be some of them, right? Hell, I would freaking buy out Cuba. I would buy out, I'm Cuban, so I would just buy out Cuba. I would say, hey, you know what? Get the hell out of here, dictators. Get the hell out of here. Hey, everybody in Cuba, here's some freaking food. Finally, right? Here's some food. Dude, poor Cubans, man. Everybody's talking about so many things, and all of it is valid. I'm not trying to say it isn't, but people forget about the Cuban people. So, dude, there's Cubans that are just dying of starvation, man. It's not bombs, not bombings or anything like that. They're starving the people down there, man. It's freaking sad. It's terrible. Nobody really even freaking talks about it. Nobody puts out, any information, right? It's the saddest freaking thing that's going on down there. And I just, it makes me want to freaking, like, I get emotional talking about just like, my culture from there, right? And it's just really sad that, talk about like, this isn't like a, genocides that are, dude, it's genocide by that hunger, by starvation. it's a terrible thing that's going on down there in such a beautiful island. I visited there once before when I was younger. And I would just buy out Cuba. I would build blue castles all over and start a whole new way, right? I would start a whole new way down there. Gee, the world is so poor, it's hard. Yeah, exactly. That too, man. That's why they're going to be spreading the wealth around, man. That's why they're going to make it a global marketplace, right? That's why the USA, unfortunately, as much as we're going to say we're the number one, hey, yeah, maybe we're the number one, but it's going to be like, it's a global marketplace, right? It's Disney. It's the Disney world, right? It's not Disney USA. Well, the Sirius star is the hidden sun, right? So if we're going into the sun year, the hidden sun is Sirius, right? And think about how hidden it is, right? Think about how hidden that project is, right? The solstice, yeah, there we go. Interesting. Dude, Moonfeather, you're freaking on it, man. Loving it. Loving it. I mean, not man. Woman. Lady. Appreciate you. Why not both? Should I protect my crypto with self or Caleb and Brown custody? I'm just protecting it myself. I don't trust any institutions whatsoever during this reset. I don't trust anything with my crypto whatsoever. I am going to have it in paper wallet. I'm going to have it in a LEPAL Titan. I'm going to have it in a Tangem, right? Those are my choices for cold storage solutions, and they're going to be on steel freaking blocks, multiple steel blocks, right? I'm going to put them in, places that only I can find, right? Hell, I don't know if many of you know, but I was here for the LA fires, right, of last year, and we had to get a go bag. We had to go. We had to evacuate out of our place. What if a situation were to happen like that again, right? I know what I have in my freaking go bag. I know what I'm taking with me, right? Shout out to Cuba. Oh, yeah. Oh, I got relatives who are half Cuban, half Puerto Rican, or, full Puerto Rican as well. Gotta love the Puerto Ricans. I mean, same thing with Puerto Rico, man. The Caribbean islands are just mistreated, but, we got a freaking crazy ass dictator on ours, man. We got a bloodline that just won't freaking die. But anyways, moving on with the list here, guys. We go to XDC. XDC, built for ISO 20022, purpose built for ISO 20022, right? So we're not even in the world where this thing is legit yet. This is one of the most quiet cryptos that they keep trying to sneak under the freaking, under our noses, right? XDC, right? XDC is a powerhouse in the making, trade finance king right here for XDC. Definitely a powerful X crypto. Loving what we can get out of XDC in the next cycle, and we can get that through Uphold. We have earthquakes almost on the daily here in New Zealand. My go bag includes my seed phrases and wallet. Oh yeah, it has to. It has to. You're not gonna. I'm not trusting my seed phrases like left in my place. And if it gets burned down, even if they're metal plates, I don't want somebody picking up those metal plates and then being like, "Oh snap! I just found somebody's seed phrases." right? But yeah, XDC is one of the most slept on cryptos. Of course, it's on the 22 list. It was built for ISO 20022, right? Let's keep moving on. We got Dragon Chain. Dragon Chain, dude, probably the best blockchain as a service crypto that is out there. We got blue dragons flying around here. Disney's open source project. Guys, double tipping the screen hits the like, and it helps me out tremendously. It helps shine light in our shadow ban. You guys may think, oh no, gee, you're pretty big, dude. You're not shadow ban. We get capped every freaking time at around 30. You know, it used to be 10, and then they give it, you know, once the Blue Foundation starts growing a little bit, they just level it up a little bit. Every 2 subscribers I make, I lose one of them. So we're inching along every time, every little bit of time, man. I can't tell you guys enough how much the support genuinely helps us grow, right? They're holding this info back. They don't want people to know about this. They want me to set up, you know, probably an exclusive channel that only exclusive people can join. So that way it even limits the perception or, exposure to this type of information, man. We're not doing it, man. We're not doing it. Not in this time. And I'm not judging anybody who does. I'm just saying I'm talking about the powers to be. I'm not even talking about other people. I'm talking about, you know, like the algorithm. The YouTube algorithm doesn't want this info going out whatsoever, right? They're doing whatever they can to freaking hold it back, right? It's because I'm subbed that they can't see you. John Cena, John Cena, you're a major actor that's part of the elite, man. You probably have clones of yourself. You're in freaking Marvel movie and DC movies, dude. You're fine, John Cena. You're a freaking king wrestler, man. You're definitely hopefully you can get some of your other celebrity friends to follow us here on the channel too, man. That'd be great. Hustle Hard Cryptos, you guys should check out Nomad Capitalist on YouTube if you're interested in dual citizenship and finding tax havens. There we go. That's awesome, man. I'll check them out. Nomad Capitalist. Awesome. I don't know if you guys hear the raindrops. It's raining hard on my car right now. It's raining hard over here in Los Angeles. That is for sure. 32 watching. Let's go. Shout out to everybody if we can get 32 likes, man. Hey, if we can get 33 likes and 33 viewers, that's a power number right there. Let's freaking go. Yeah, the rain sounds nice. It's therapeutic. Let's go. All right, moving on. We talked about Dragon Chain, one of the best blockchain as a service cryptos, Disney's open source project. Very much held under the rug. They've been holding this one back big time. Dude, they dealt with the SEC. They're an American blockchain, right? What are we going to see in 2026? We're about to see the burning, right? They already prepped you mentally, right? Remember when Daenerys Targaryen, everybody loved Daenerys, right? Oh man, she's a wonderful leader. What does she do? She goes mad and burns it all down, right? Just decides burn it all, because that's what Targaryens do. They just burn it all, right? What's going to happen possibly in 2026? Burning all the traditional ways of doing things, right? It's going to be we're going to be transitioning for the next 3 years, man. It's going to be a major shift. The beginning of the switch starts getting flipped here in 2026. It's about burning it all down, right? Burning the whole traditional rails down, so we just go completely digital. Dragon Chain is going to probably be a part of this new digital age, providing blockchain as a service, which makes it easy for enterprises to use blockchain without having knowledge of blockchain, right? Let's keep going. So we talked about DRGN. Let's do Ondu. Ondu, RWA King, right? Pure RWA. Dude, Stellar and Ripple are connected with them. That's massive, right? And a bunch of other connections are with Ondu. Can't sleep on Ondu, right? ONDO is the ticker. Ondu, RWA, pure RWA here is going to definitely have a part in this future financial system. It's part of the 22 list. So let me ask you a question. You don't have to answer, but you've been doing this for many years. Do you have a good job and just keep adding to the crypto because you are confident in it, or a moonshot? I work 2 jobs that I'm content with, that are around the same, that utilize the similar skill set, and I am content with it at this point to just keep doing them and stacking up my cryptos and just building up, because I am certainly very confident in digital assets, and especially the ones that we talk about here. Very confident in the future digital financial system that is to come. Once again, like Severin said, we're going to need tokens to eat, right? We're going to need digital tokens, right? Everything's going to be digital, digital, digital for our security, for our safety, right? Cybersecurity is going to be of utmost importance, right? We're going to create new rails to combat hackers. The traditional financial system is obsolete, and it's going to be shown. The truth of that is going to be shown, because hackers are going to definitely be playing a big part in showing how obsolete this traditional financial system is. With me, my job is kind of meh. I mean, yeah, my jobs are like, they're just so-so. I mean, I've had worse jobs, so I'm content with I would love to quit one of them. I would love to quit one of my jobs. The other one I have fun with, every once in a while, and I can, both of them I can dictate my own hours at all times, which I love, right? It's not a mandatory thing. I could say yes to certain things. I could say no to certain things. And of course, if I do it ahead of time, even better. So it doesn't make the most money, right? It helps me pay the rent, helps me get some cryptos, helps me get my food, right? But it's, it doesn't give me, I'm not living extravagantly. I've been so used to living minimalist ever since like I was in 20, got in. I've just been living very minimalist lifestyle, right? So I'm just very used to that at this point. I'm sure even when I get, or even if we, get like mega, if we become a billionaire, I'm sure I would still like remember where I came from and kind of just like be used to the rhythm that I'm in, right? Of just being like pretty minimalist. I'm not buying a Lambo right away. I might make my blue castle though. I might make a blue castle for sure, right? Dude, gotta make a blue castle. Gotta make a blue castle, right? Got to do one if we make those type of dollars, man. But yeah, with me, my job is kind of mess, so I take my little butt of savings and dump it into stock market. I'm not a big fan of the stock markets. I'm just a big fan of crypto. Stocks are going to definitely do their thing. It's, big money and smart money does stocks without a doubt. I'm just trying to take advantage of a young market right now that is just pennies compared to the trillions upon trillions that'll be in it. Stocks are going to be tokenized as well. You'll have the stock tickers probably on your live coin watch or your coin market cap eventually over time. The stock market will be 24/7. It won't be a daily thing anymore. Everything's going to be 24/7. Everything's going to be instant gratification and 24/7. No more of just having to wait days or having to wait for the cycle to end or anything like that. It's just going to happen all the time, right? With crypto, I keep going in and out. I mean, yeah, once again, I don't put like tons of it's trying to be careful here. I just chip away with what I can afford to lose. And I've been doing this type of method ever since late 2018, 2019. I got super wrecked from that first bull cycle. And then I chased pumps, got wrecked from those, right? And then from there on, I'm just like, never again, just chipping away little by little into crypto, right? Just little by little, right? And so far, by doing that for years, I got a solid bag that I'm really happy about. Sometimes I think about like, damn, I should take some out, but no. Let's keep building it up. Let's keep building up these blue bricks, stacking up the blue bricks, stacking up the blue castle, right? Adding more blue roses, little by little at a time, skipping. I don't drink coffee anymore. I've skipped coffee. Sometime earlier in this year, I had a little bit of a run back into it, but I was like, no, freaking screw this, man. There's freaking cryptos in the deep reds that need to be purchased here. Screw coffee. It's not even good for me anyway. It does nothing. It makes me nervous now. Right? I already have enough freaking internal energy, right? I'm already good. I don't need more of it, man. I don't need more of it. PR is and will be a tax haven for the new crypto millionaires. I know realtors and sellers if anyone is interested. Okay. Private reserves. I hear you. Hey, man, I didn't get you into Solana in 2021. I was just talking about Solana and you got yourself into Solana. You made your decision in 2021. You are to congratulate, because you probably ended up doing your own research, right? You probably were inspired to do your own research, but nonetheless, you made the decision, man. So bravo to you, John Cena. Then I took a long break and came back, and you're still doing you. Yeah, still doing it, man. Still doing it. Appreciate you. I feel like my bags are small potatoes, but I guess that's still better than no. It's definitely better than no potatoes, man. You have more crypto than 99% of people that are out there. Bag envy is for, dude, once again, this next cycle, if you thought the last cycle was crazy and you had family and friends asking you about digital assets and crypto, just wait till this next cycle happens. This is going to be the one that brings all the masses along, just like the dot-com bubble did, right? Oh my God, this is the new way, right? All these things are like going to be forever, right? Dot-coms aplenty, right? And then what happened? Dot-com bubble burst. People gave up on it, right? We had a serious transition period. And then what happened, like post, 2002, 2003, freaking started coming back up again. And then look at us now in 2010, right? Not now in 2010, my gosh. Now in 2020, dude, we love the internet more than ever, right? We're using it more than ever. Some of this stuff takes freaking time, man. It's a long-term play with a lot of these digital assets that we have to wait to see their true vision be realized. They're building the infrastructure. We are the infrastructure building phase. We're in the 22 phase, master builder phase, right? They're building right now, right? They're not rolling out. 33 will probably be when we're into that next master number, right? Where, frozen stuff that we've been building starts to become liquid. It starts to be utilized everywhere, right? 33 degrees is when ice turns into water. Bag envy is for reals. Let's go. Hey, man, I get jealous of, dude, I hear some people who have been throwing down and they got, crazy bags. And I'm like, man, dude, I literally just been, working my ass off every single day, trying to just scrap whatever I can. I feel like a bottom feeder sometimes because I'm just, once again, I'm just chipping away little by little. But I hear people throwing 500 at a time, 1,000 at a time, and that's money they can afford to lose. I'm like, damn you sons of bitches. That's freaking crazy. Yeah, Blue Castle is first on the list. What's up, V-Chain? Appreciate you. Yeah, Vet is a freaking powerhouse in the making too, without a doubt. Unfortunately, it somehow did not make this 22 list, but I'm sure it's number 23 or 24. I love me some V-Chain, man. V-Chain, they got those subliminals out strong. That's a quiet crypto as well. People forget about the type of partnerships it already has, with massive supply chain companies. Sensors are going to change the world, and these sensors are going to most likely come from a decentralized system. V-Chain is one of those leaders, without a doubt. IOTA, right? IOTX, V-Chain, Nadix, what else? There's other ones too, man. There's other ones too that I'm just freaking sleeping on, right? What else? Damn, there's other freaking sensor building cryptos. I'm just forgetting them right now. We're just freaking thinking about the 22 here. Patsy, not to worry, guys. One wallet has been selling 25 kibber every 30 minutes to an hour for the past 4 days. He is almost out. Nansane AI still indicates 0 smart money wallets have sold. Okay, that's good to know. Base Patsy, I appreciate that with Tibber. I mean, dude, it's a good dip. It's looking like a good dip. Hopefully he takes it down to 18 cents, right? That would be amazing if he took Tibber down to 18 cents, right? GTR and emote from my castle. There you go, Ski Mask. Let's go. What's that Dragon coin? D87. It's called Dragon Chain. DRGN. It's been around for a good bit. It's dealt with the SEC. Right? Unfortunately, when the SEC removed the cases from a lot of these cryptos, we still were in a bear cycle. We're still in a bear cycle, right? But man, DRGN is going to be going into its first bull cycle without that SEC overhead. How amazing is that? Without them having to spend their resources towards dealing with the freaking SEC. Right? That's going to be amazing. They already have patents in the US for interchain interoperability for digital voting systems. Right? DRGN, quantum resistant crypto as well, providing blockchain as a service. Disney's first open source company. It's going into a bull cycle for the first time since 2017 when it had a freaking crazy run, right? DRGN was one of those big gainers in 2017. It's the first time that it's dealing or going into a bull cycle without SEC freaking going against it, right? Also, Dragon, right? We're going to be going into the year of the fire horse, right? And the dragons and the sun is going to be burning and scorching earth, right? It's going to go freaking Daenerys style, just burning it all down. What did she use? Dragons to do that. DRGN is going to be a big part of possibly the U.S. revival in crypto, right? And we know Disney is not just Disney in the U.S. It's a Disney world, and it's the first open source project from Disney. Isn't that a wonderful thing? They became their own thing, right? So they're not under a centralized company, right? But it was incubated and created within Disney, right? How funny is that? This is not financial advice. I'm not a pro trader, and I'll never tell you what to do. I am always wrong, but the Blue Foundation is always right. That's how I learned with small caps in the stock market. There we go. Lots of hot dogs here. Let's go. Good mindset, though. What's up, Marcus G? Appreciate you. G, you're preaching this evening, and I know this isn't financial advice. Nah, it's good. Shout out to you guys. Much love. I got this item that plugs in the power meter so you can just plug the generator and it powers most of the house. That's heck yes. See, this is the type of mentality right here. WF Patsy is getting ready for... You don't want to be the only house that has your lights on, though, by the way. You do not want to be one of the only houses that has your lights on. You ever seen that Twilight Zone episode? Right? Dude, they foreshadowed this stuff a long time ago, right? That this was like a pre-programming from like decades upon decades ago. They had aliens messing with these people's neighborhood, and what they did was turn off all the lights in the neighborhood, and you see the neighbors got together, right? But then there was one house that had its lights on, and they're like, why do you have your lights on? You're part of it. You're the reason our power is out, blah 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 blah, right? And then they ended up fighting each other. But then next thing you know, the other house goes on. They go over there, hey you, what? Why is your lights on? That's not right. You know, it's hilarious, dude. So they've already been foreshadowing that we're going to, like, sometimes being the one that has the lights on in your house while everything else is down, it's probably, you know, you're attracting attention. You're attracting the moths to your home, right? You're going to be attracting the people who are like, hey, can you just, we're cold. We don't have power at our home. Can we just stay with you? And so you're like, dude, I've already let like 22 other people stay with me in here. Right? We're already a full house. Well, then screw you then. We're going to burn your house down. I would never looked at Sol, though, but you were super bullish back then on it. Oh, yeah, man. I mean, that Greg Kidd portfolio, dude, he's the puppet master, right? Greg Kidd, he freaking gets in on these projects early. That's what he does, right? And he looks like he's chosen the future infrastructure of the freaking crypto place, man. He's got a lot of different bags, all covering wonderful things. Track, supply chain, XRP, instant payments, Hedera with, you know, its distribution and obviously its governance council and just its, you know, very unique form of consensus. Filecoin, decentralized storage, Mask, privacy, right? Cody, privacy and payments and DAG-based infrastructure, right? You know, there's probably others that I'm forgetting about, but yeah, I mean, he was a big help in helping us find some gems during that time. And especially, obviously, the big one, Solana. I mean, those other ones are going to be big too, don't get me wrong. But, you know, Solana was the one that came out of hiding. And I don't think Solana's done yet, man. I think in the year of the sun coming up, Solana's going to be doing something. I took it to church this morning. Am not that there's anything wrong with that. No. Of course. VeChain is everywhere in the UFC ads. Yeah, the subliminals are out, man. And it's ESPN UFC ads. ESPN is owned by Disney, right? So the elite know what they're doing, man. They know what they're doing when they put the freaking ESPN in their, or VeChain in their graphics, right? They're the ones who are setting up these commercials, right? They're the ones who are putting the graphics to these commercials, and they have to always remember to put VeChain somewhere at the top or the bottom in small writing, right? Small sensors. Dude, sensors are going to change the freaking world. And it's looking like VeChain sensors are top quality. They put them in the gloves of the UFC fighters so the fighters can understand the pressure that's being hit, or like, you know, other dynamics, the speed of their punch, right? Analytics on a whole other level, dude. Just wait till the other sports start picking this up, right? They put it on the footballs. Oh man, the velocity of his throw. They put it on baseballs. How fast or how many rotations the ball is doing, right? Oh my God, buy Bitcoin. Thanks for telling me what to do, Fortnite Chills. I appreciate it. I love the alts. Definitely not a fan of Bitcoin. Only a fan of all the other digital assets, right? Good luck to Bitcoin. Hopefully you can provide decentralized storage. Hopefully you can recover enterprises and banks' private keys. Who do the banks and enterprises go to recover their private keys if they're lost? Who do they go to? That's a simple question, right? If you're such a Bitcoin maxi, all of a sudden, even though you were telling us to buy different cryptos like 2 streams ago, so you're riding a emotional roller coaster here based on what you've just absorbed, but it's okay. You support the channel, and I'm grateful. I'm just asking a question. Who do the enterprises and banks go to recover their Bitcoin if they were to lose their keys or if they were to lose their Bitcoin? Is it just lost? Is it, oh, well, sorry, that's the name of the game, G. That's just the name of the game with digital assets. No, there's freaking digital assets that are new level digital assets that can provide decentralized recovery. Hell, there's even digital assets that can reverse transactions if the two parties have a dispute or disagree on a certain thing, right? And they just want the transaction to just go back the way it does. Blockchain that can allow for that to happen. But gee, that makes it a centralized crypto. It's not decentralized. This is the power and the new age of hybrid blockchains, man. You're going to have to onboard the legacy systems. You're going to have to onboard them, right? They're going to require that your blockchain provides KYC, KYT, KYA, decentralized storage, decentralized streaming, right? There's a lot more than just token transfer and store of value. It's a lot more to it, man. BTC is not going to go away, but it's not going to be the top dog anymore, and especially in the era of utility, and especially when traditional BTC does great in the traditional financial system. And if as long as we're in this traditional financial system, BTC is going to keep being the top dog, man. It's going to keep doing amazing things. It's never going to make you more gains than the alts. History has proven every bull cycle that the alts always outperform in percentage gains BTC. I have been here for 9 freaking years, my dude. I don't know how many years you've been here, Fortnite, and you're probably going to say 12 years just to freaking, you know, one-up me or whatever. And maybe you're lying, maybe you're telling the truth. I don't know. But anyways, seen multiple bull cycles, and I've seen, dude, Solana. I had Solana. It outgained freaking BTC, right? I had XRP. XRP, despite dealing with the SEC, has outgained BTC, right? So, you know, hey, I understand the love for BTC, man. It's just not my bag, and I know you're trying to get me to get in on it. I mine passive Satoshis through the Ember app, so if you want to join me on that journey because you love BTC so much, in the description below, using the referral code, you can earn extra BTC Satoshis for mining with me, right? Mining along, right? I use my phone. I don't even watch the ad. I press the button, start mining. The ad pops up. I close the window, open the app again, and start mining Satoshis, and I'm just making passive Satoshis. I don't even have to put my own money into getting Satoshis, right? I don't even have to put my own freaking money in there. I can put my own money into the cryptos that I actually do believe in and actually do like and actually have researched, you know, way, way more, right? DAG, yeah, DAG we've already mentioned on the 22 list. I got to get through more of the 22 list. We'll give a summary of the whole 22 list at the end of the stream. I know I've been kind of going in and out, right? VeChain's definitely a banger, without a doubt. It's a penny right now, dude. Gee, have you ever sorted out which projects are actual DAGs? I have it. Oh, I'd be down. I think Cody, DAG, HBAR are the 3 major DAG architectures that I know of. But I'd be interested to see which other ones are also DAG based. That'd be interesting. Fortnite chills. It's at 1 penny. It's 433 million supply. DRGN Dragon Chain is at 1 penny, 433 million supply, and it's a hard to get crypto. Fortnite chills. I'm tuning in from the moon. I have tickets of it. Yeah, dude. WEF Patsy has made more gains off Tibber than he has off than BTC has made. If you zoom out and look at the market caps of just the top 5 cryptos, and just look at their yearly gains, you'll be very surprised to see that Solana and XRP have both outgained BTC on the year, right? And if you zoom out even further, you'll be freaking hella surprised from the fast, let's just say since 2017, what has made the most gains, right? BTC still doesn't come close, man. It's a good consistent vehicle to make some wealth, but it's not the one that makes you the biggest freaking gains. GDLT, don't you think that the Wild West exchanges like MXC need to go away before crypto is truly trusted? They are all located in tax havens offshore and just list S coins daily. Dude, MXC sometimes lists the hard to get cryptos on there too. There's quality cryptos that were on MXC only, right? Just the same thing with Qcoin that were on. Dude, SHX was on Qcoin only. Bitmart only had Quant, was the only one with Quant. These projects love exchanges like these because they can limit the amount of they understand the amount of exposure that these exchanges get, right? And they can limit the amount of exposure to their token for security reasons, right? Especially if they're going to be powerhouse projects. They don't want degens or everyday people. They don't want it list right away on Coinbase because they know the type of volume that goes through Coinbase and to basically every crypto that's on Coinbase. They don't want to have that type of volume just yet. That's why you haven't seen, everybody cries about why isn't SHX on Coinbase? Why isn't it on Uphold? Because they probably already have behind the scenes NDAs and deals with them. And they're just saying, hey, list it on this specific date at this specific time, right? They're all part of the big club and we're not in it, right? Everything I say is financial advice. Dang, man, it's starting to get cold in here. Wow, now I got to turn on my car because it's getting too cold. This is hilarious. DAGs, IOTA, okay, yeah. FTM, XNO, Vite, Taraxa, DAG, Hathor, Hedera, Obite, Spectre Coin, NXT. I think NXT is a dead coin, if I'm not mistaken. ARK, it might be a different NXT that I'm thinking about, though. RAI, Cody, yeah, Cody's DAG. Mobius, Ion, Alephium, BCN, CVT, and XRD. XRD seems interesting because it's an X crypto. We love XNO. Okay, here, let me just get some freaking heat on here, man. Jeez, I need to heat my feet up. I don't want to get sick. We're already at the hour, by the way, guys, so I got to keep going. Render is a looker. Yeah, Render is awesome. Love Render. Also, only 4K people in my town. There we go. I'll turn my power. Good for you, Patsy, for living in a small town, man. Screw the major cities, dude. That's going to be the issue. I'll turn my power on only in the basement. It's called a generator. Oh, man, you guys are way ahead of me on the chat. I'm going to keep zooming. Yep, 2017 for Dragon Chain when it was founded. There we go. D Curry. Oh, man. I like that that's your new favorite, dude. I like that that's your new favorite, man. Yeah, it's been dipping. It's been dipping, man. I don't mind accumulating at around these ranges. I'm hoping it goes back to 0003 or 0002, man. Low key. Yep, saw the DAG list above there, man. Wonderful. Can't use MXC, unfortunately, because I'm, not in the US. But yeah, MXC was a great place for us to get a lot of these cryptos that we liked at that time. Okay. Dude, I know, man. How am I cold over in California right now while it's raining? But shout out to everybody here. Dude, I use the VPN. Unfortunately, my email, they're able to trace that it's from the USA. Even when I use a VPN, they trace it through my my email. So it's like, oh, no dice. MXC with VPN. MXC probably some dude on a laptop. Yeah, without a doubt. No doubt about it. I mean, get it off of there right away, right? Just, we get that crypto and we freaking ship it out right away. But anyways, I heard you can swap Dragon Chain on Tangem, avoid the gas fees moving it. That's smart. That's smart. I like that. Okay, guys. Anyways, let me keep going with the list here. I'm going to have to go fast, but let me get the rest of the list really quick. So we talked about Sirius as well. I mean, dude, this one, if you do some research, it really is the like, possibly the most full stack digital asset out of all of them. I mean, you know, everybody's going to do their own research on it, but if you just judge it off technical merits, not adoption level, that's one that we have to disregard, right? Because in adoption, then it's not going to consider it. But if you have, you know, your AI or if you do your own stuff, you'll find that XPX technically freaking checks off a ton of boxes, man. HBAR, Hedera ecosystem, right? It's gotten an ETF now, but the price has been taken, dude. This is to our advantage. They want to shake people out of HBAR, and we're freaking accumulating. Algorand, Decentralized Recovery Alliance member as well. Algorand has, you know, great technicals. First carbon neutral crypto, right? That it's the Bitcoin of the carbon neutral cryptos, and we've been talking about how important eco-friendly cryptos are going to be. That is going to be an absolute standard in the future, man. They're not going to care about proof of work coins that freaking just consume tons and tons of electricity, right? They're going to find better uses for that, like powering data centers, right? ADA, dude, Cardano is a turtle. They're very slow, all about peer review, but they're trying to build the you know, it's part of the founding for the Decentralized Recovery Alliance for a reason. This thing is just going to get better and better as time goes along. It's a patient man's game when it comes to ADA. It was one of the first assets that Uphold listed along with XRP and along with ADA and along with XNO, which is an interesting one there to keep an eye out for. QNT, Quant, the Overledger, super quiet, was part of that 2022 CBDC tech sprint, right? Got to keep an eye out for that one as well. AXL, Axelar, right? AXL, bridge of bridges, right? Connected with the XRPL, connected with XLM, connected with SHX, connected to the IBC and the Atom ecosystem. Atom is part of the 22 list here, right? Just the whole IBC ecosystem, the quality cryptos within that, right? Atom, Osmo, At1, Photon, AKT, Regen Network, right? And there's probably some others, right? Stride, BLD, right? The Atom ecosystem, they don't want you to think Tendermint is worth a damn, right? They're having people sleeping on this one and chasing a lot of other ecosystem cryptos. Atom ecosystem, when bull cycles start hopping, people start loving all the DeFi that the Atom ecosystem can provide, but they're doing it the wrong way. They're trying to set up their DeFi during a bull cycle when they should be setting up their DeFi now and then cashing out the freaking rewards when the bull cycle comes along, right? ICP, Internet Computer Protocol, man. We still like ICP. We liked it more when it was at $1 or $2, but hey, it's at $4, and it's definitely building out. You know, some people were mentioning earlier the location of their offices is very interesting for Dfinity. You know, ICP with Caffeine.ai, you know, product release. I'm interested to see what's going to keep going on with ICP. Polkadot, it's a ISO 20022 compliant crypto. Strong ecosystem, right? Strong developer community. We talked, let's see what else. Tezos, people sleeping on Tezos, blue crypto, right? Interesting symbolism with Tezos as well. Created by a man and a woman. It's a USA all the way crypto. Subliminals all over the place with this one, but very quiet. Uranium is on the blockchain. Dubai real estate is on the freaking blockchain. That blockchain. Then we go to Near Protocol, AI-focused crypto, top tier, ZK proof technology. People are sleeping on this one as well. We haven't seen what a bull cycle yet can really do for Near Protocol. Very excited to see what Near Protocol is going to do. So guys, this is our 22 list. Sorry that I left off Tibber. Sorry that I left off Virtual. Sorry that I left off VeChain. Sorry that I left off Block V. Sorry that I left off some other cryptos. Once again, it's just 22. If I did a top 50, those cryptos would probably be in there. If I did a top 30, those cryptos would probably... You were created by a man and a woman. Yeah, bullish choices, you're right. Holy cow. I think most of us were. Is alt season still going to happen? It's 2026, J. Roy. It wasn't 2025. I've been saying 2026 even since the beginning of 2025. It is not 2025 for the bull cycle. It is 2026, the year of the sun. The sun's going to light the truth. It's going to be bringing a lot of speculation. The traditional financial system is going to begin burning down. 2027 will be the peak of the traditional rails getting compromised, and then 2028 and beyond is a whole new way, a whole new world, right? That's what's going to be freaking happening right here in these next years to come and going towards the end of the decade. Everybody projected it wrong, thinking it's a 4-year hype cycle. No, no, no. There's different rhythms to this type of stuff. It may begin at the end of this month, right? Or the end of this year. It may begin in December, but it's going to be peaking in 2026. Hell, they've been giving us sideways and bearishness. Something's got to give, man, to liquidate all the shorts, right? Because now people are just putting in shorts and making money off doing shorts, right? Thinking that it's just going to keep going down forever, right? They're going to liquidate the shorts eventually, take it up a notch, give us a relief rally at least, hopefully to end this year. I think beginning of December is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to come out of retrograde, right? We called the retrograde from November 9th to 29th. What happened? Sideways, bearishness. Beginning of November, end of October, bullish, AI agent frenzy, privacy focus frenzy. What happened now? What happened, right? What happened? Retrograde happened, right? J-Roy, I know I'm not telling you what to do, man, but it may help now start paying, since you're a billionaire, most likely now from all these freaking memes and all the freaking crazy microcap trading that you do, right? I think maybe you got to get a little superstitious now and start believing in some astrology, or at least monitoring astrology. You don't have to believe it, but billionaires seem to do so, man. They seem to love going along with these things, right? People going, oh, government shutdown, we're going to come out of it, it's going to boom. Oh, sorry, it happened. They came out of it during retrograde. They knew exactly what they were doing. They knew exactly what they were freaking doing, man. The Mave token. Okay, Mave. You got to check that one out. But anyways, guys, this is the 22 list. This is our hour. We stream daily, Monday through Friday at around 3:30 p.m. PST. We gave an extra stream earlier this morning. Hey, sometimes surprise streams happen, but we definitely try to stay consistent at around 3:30 p.m. PST. And I'm so grateful for everybody's support here. Once again, hitting the like helps us out tremendously. Thanks to any new subscribers helping us get to 6K. Love how you threw in the Latin reference. There we go. Yeah. Without a doubt, man. Hey, they've already been putting those subliminals to you since you were little kids, man. They're getting you ready for this new world without a doubt. Remember when we played Sims, right? The Sims? That stuff's going to become a reality, dude. A freaking metaverse is going to become more and more of a reality without a doubt. Shout out to you, Michael Anthony. Appreciate that. Let me see what else. Too much. I need a drink. Every time I show up, I think that. You guys are hilarious. All right, guys. This was the 22 list, a power number of 2022. Yeah, video games are full of those. Yeah. Oh, dude, there's probably a ton of subliminals in video games nowadays. This new Black Ops one, I already noticed some of the subliminals there, dude, with the, more zombies than ever. And what else? What else was it? What else was it that they said? Oh, 2025 was just only the beginning. Okay, then that's not good. I hate how they say 2025 is only the beginning and then it's just a ton of explosions going on. Like, this is going to suck. This is going to be... And they're already getting you desensitized by seeing all these explosions happening, that when you see it on the news, you don't give a damn. You don't want to freaking do a petition or try to help the people rise or whatever. You just sit back because you're desensitized as hell, right? That's how it is. Tim Shea, 23 months, my man. 23 months as a mini G. Shout out to you, Tim Shea. Shout out to everybody here. Much love to y'all. Guys, once again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a pro trader, and I'll never tell you what to do. I speak with passion, but don't let my passion confuse you with, me giving you advice and telling you what to do or any of that, right? But anyways, here is the 22 list, and let's go. Ondu, Dragon Chain, XX Network, Avalanche, Near, SUI, Atom, Dot, ICP, Rose, DAG, DAG, XTZ, Link, AXL, Quant, ADA, Algorand, HBAR, Sirius, XDC, XLM, and XRP. Right? That's the Power 22 list for us. I know you guys definitely got a different Power 22 list for you, but once again, I'm just saying what I think the Power 22 are, and it could probably change next month when I do maybe a different Power 22 list based on the different information that I feed this freaking AI that I've been training, right? The AI can always be wrong. The AI makes you pay to get different levels of research, different levels of quality research, right? It is what it is, but we're just trying to build the best list that we can, and I know you guys love the lists to begin with, but I thought this was a pretty decent list. There's some that I'm like, it's okay, right? One of an honorable mention was this one that it named, and I was like, I don't know about this one, but it is NIST approved, which is interesting. QANX, Quan Platform. QANX was one of those honorable mentions on here, right? We're going to shout out VeChain as one of those honorable mentions as well. Do you think ApeCoin has any life left in it? Yeah, probably, man, because the Bored Ape Yacht Club is their own secret society that's going to probably make sure that that blue crypto does some things, man. And once again, every crypto is going to probably be bumping and going in this next bull cycle, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm not investing in it personally, but you know, I could see them, you know, keeping ApeCoin alive, man. There's interesting following with that crypto. It looks a lot like my main holding list, G. Let's go. Yeah, listicles are great. Yeah, we'll keep putting out... Dude, I want to do an AI agent economy list, but unfortunately, if I did that, WF Patsy, it would just be virtuals, up, and Tibber. That would probably be the only three that I talk. And then, you know, maybe Mute. You know, Mute Swap's an interesting one, right? I know some people who like Mute as well. Game, I know you like Game, right? But it's all about the frog, bro. It's all about the frog hopping around. You got us freaking frog crazy over here, WF Patsy. That's the only AI agent crypto we're going to be supporting, and we're riding that one with you, my dude. We're riding on that journey with you, man. Alrighty, guys. Much love to everybody here. I am so grateful to everybody living a life of gratitude as always. And once again, every bit of support helps. In the description below, there's ways to do it as well. We got our Ember app referral. We got our Coinbase ID if people want to donate coffee money of crypto to us. And of course, we got our Swash referral code and our Merc store. Guys, I am so grateful as always. I'll see you guys in the next stream, most likely tomorrow at around 3:30 p.m. PST. If not, it'll, you know, you'll get a notification hours or like a couple hours or an hour or two before I go live, you know, but we try to stream daily regardless. I am so grateful, guys. Much love to everybody here. Thank you, Blue Foundation. Thank you, Green Giants. And thank you, Deep Red Alliance. The future is distributed ledger technology, and the future is bright. Our future is bright. We got the golden eyes, and we keep it crypto. I'm going to keep trying if you guys keep trying. Much love, y'all. I'll see you guys in the Blue Castle. Adios. Peace out, guys.